This episode is part of our Australian Pale Ale series. Today's beer is Balter XPA. Hello from Beer Australia Reviews, and today we will be sampling, tasting and reviewing some Balter XPA. Balter is a small microbrewery from Queensland. It's from a town in Queensland called Currumbin, which is a few miles south of the Gold Coast, and it's near the border with New South Wales. The brewery itself has been established for a few years, and it's become something more of a mainstream brand than a real niche microbrewery. Because Balter is quite a well-known brand. It's available right the way across Australia. Even people who are not real craft beer enthusiasts all know about Balter. Venue itself is the usual sort of a brew pub. You can go along, you can have a meal, but they also say that they have, what do they call it, an open door policy. You can go to the brewery, you can do a tour of the brewery, and you can get a tasting paddle on your tour. So it sounds like it's a place that's really good, well worth a visit. This one then is the XPA. Now I'm always curious with an XPA as to, are they adding any extra bits and pieces in to turn it into an X instead of just a pale ale. But on the website it just says it's a standard type of a beer, and it says it has tropical and floral aromas with a fruity palate. A fully hopped beer that's easy to drink. Now it's the first time I've tried this particular one. I've had the Balter Pale Ale before, I think, but this is the first time I've tried the XPA. So let's get it open, let's give it a try. Very pale in colour, lots of fizz. Oh, and I've just had a big hit of floral aromas coming from the thing then. That's nice. So it looks crystal clear right now. It looks really good, but there's a little bit of sediment coming into it. The sediment often has the part with the most flavour inside it. Now, I'm actually getting lots of aromas from this one. This actually smells really good. What's it say? I know it's the usual stuff, tropical and floral aromas, fruity palates, but that's given some really sweet notes coming from the glass just from this far. Let's give it a go. Yeah, this is definitely on the tropical side of the pale ale division. Big whole grapefruit in that one. It's not a grapefruit peel, but it's definitely grapefruit juice flavour in this one. Now I know for certain they haven't added any grapefruit juice into this one. It is just a standard beer with the usual ingredients of the malted barley, water, yeast and hops. So this one is giving me a lot of tropical aromas straight out the can, straight into the glass. It's cloudier than what you'd expect from a pale ale. I've got lots of bitterness on the tongue right now. So as it goes in, you get an instant grapefruit hit, and then it sort of lingers a little bit, and I'm still right now getting like the background of grapefruit, which is exceptionally good. Couldn't really tie it down to a particular tropical fruit on this one, so oftentimes you'll hear that it's got a bit of pineapple or a bit of passion fruit. Couldn't actually say it's got one or the other on this one. Does it say stone fruits in this case? No, it doesn't. Tropical and floral aromas. This one has a definite grapefruit tang in the background. There's not much sweetness in there. When you smell a thing, you think you're going to get a big hit of sugar, but you don't. It's a bitterness in this one. Feels like they do a lot with the water. They're obviously filtering the water and treating the water. I don't know whether they go the extra little mile and add the little bit of gypsum in there as well to soften the water, which would then resemble the type of water that they have in the Midlands of England, what they make the English real ale bitters from. Overall, this is just a really nice quality product. Yeah, there's always lots of tropical aromas in this one. It's a little bit pineapple-y, and it looks like pineapple as well. Not quite as pineapple-y as the Sensei Hazy IPA that I had from Deep Creek in New Zealand. That is the most pineapple-y beer that you will ever come across. But this one, it has lots of sweet-smelling aromas, but on the tongue, there's no sweetness in there. It's got a depth to it. Therefore, anytime that you have a beer which gives you multiple different levels of taste and aroma, you're getting more value for your money, because it's not an expensive beer, this one, compared to some of the craft ales that are out there which have ridiculous price points on them. The Balter is actually reasonably priced, which is probably why it's more of a mainstream brand, and people who are not big craft beer aficionados still drink the Balter because it's good value. So they know when they buy a Balter, it gives you value for money because it's a high quality beer at a lower price point than some of these boutique microbreweries. Let's see if there's anything else in there. So there's more citrus in this one as well. So it's not just a grapefruit. So there's a little bit of tangerine in there. So it's also really refreshing as well, this one. So it's a little bit lighter than some of the ales that are out there, some of the craft beers. What does this one come out as? It's 5%, which is a good hit of alcohol, but it isn't the highest one. It's not like an Imperial IPA, which comes out at like 8 or 9%. Definitely on the premium side of the alcohol level, but it's not one that really knocks you back. It's a really refreshing beer. It's quite a light style. It has plenty of aroma and plenty of bitterness and plenty of extra little taste in there as well from the grapefruit and a little bit of tangerine on the taste from the citric acid. All the floral notes are doing well. So overall, it's quite a nicely balanced, lighter in style craft beer. Balter XPA from Queensland. Comes really well recommended, this one. Give it a try. Thanks for watching.